was training very hard. I was putting in extra hours and extra shift, and the injury just happened, and unfortunately, I had to put people say, you put up because that.
Sorry, Dillian versus Itauma, similar, right? Oh, Dillian pulls out his hand.
It's unfortunate that he pulled out because his finger.
Finger was bust.
Dillian Whyte has stunned boxing fans by withdrawing only a week before his scheduled fight with Moses Itauma. While he cites a high cost of training camps as a reason, behind-the-scenes speculation suggests there may be a deeper, undisclosed issue brewing, one that hasn't yet surfaced publicly.
I had to pull out 3-4 weeks ago when I knew that obviously the manager position was going to be in place. Obviously my camps cost a lot of money. My training camps cost me a lot of money, So I had to just pull out early to save all of this and money and stuff. I got a lot of people in camp that works. Look after.
This isn't the first time Whyte decisions have left fans scratching their heads. In what he reveals next, the skepticism only deepens. He claims to have powered through serious injuries in the past, from broken ribs to torn shoulders and even a fractured hand. But now, just days before the fight with Moses Itauma, his pulling out. For many, it feels abrupt and out of character. Rumors circulating from training camps suggest this move might not just be about fighting smarter. There could be another force at play, nudging Whyte out of the spotlight at the most critical time.
Injuries, as you know, I fought with injured shoulder before, broken hand, broken ribs, but, not at my stage of my career now where I have to use a bit more brain instead of just brawn, and
New reports from inside the camp point to a finger injury as a reason behind Dillian Whyte's last-minute withdrawal from his bout with Moses Itauma. However, the story doesn't end there. Sources close to the situation suggest the injury may have been lingering for some time, well before the official announcement. The timing has raised eyebrows, with critics speculating that this could be less about healing, and more about sidestepping a dangerous opponent who's hitting his stride. Whatever the case, Whyte's sudden exit has only intensified the controversy surrounding the fight.
I don't like that. People schedule fights and then they pull out. Oh, I was injured. Well, if you was injured, you won't be injured.
Johnny Nelson was quick to dismiss the most outrageous claim yet, that Dillian Whyte's withdrawal is somehow tied to a poisoning plot. But according to insiders, this theory didn't just materialize out of nowhere. Something unusual reportedly unfolded in camp just days before the announcement. Whether it's wild speculation or a clue to a deeper issue, the rumor adds yet another twist to an already questionable last-minute pullout.
Said it's fake news that the fight was off and all this sort of stuff was going on about some poisoning, scandal, foolishness. They tried to shut this thing down. And I'm saying that's fake news. I'm not having that. So let's wait and see. If it's true, that's a shame. We'll obviously get to the bottom of it. But I'd heard this yesterday, but I just put it down as fake news. It's not real. So all we can do is react to what we know.
As Johnny Nelson's measured response grabbed attention, his following remarks hinted at deeper doubts. He admitted he never fully believed the Whyte versus Itauma bout would materialize. According to sources close to the camps, murmurs of Whyte's shaky commitment have been floating around for weeks. Now that the withdrawal is official, it's becoming harder to dismiss the notion that something felt off long before it was publicly confirmed.
But not in a million years did I believe that fight would end the way it did.
Frank Warren may have chosen his words carefully, but the frustration was evident. Dillian Whyte's sudden withdrawal just a week before his scheduled clash with Moses Itauma has thrown the promotion into disarray. Insiders say this didn't come as a surprise to those closest to the situation. Reports from within Whyte's camp describe a noticeably low mood in the days leading up to the decision, with some suggesting the finger injury was more of a convenient cover than a genuine obstacle. For Warren, the focus now shifts to preserving the momentum of rising star Moses Itauma, whose preparation and mindset were laser-sharp for this showdown. Fans are left to ask, was this a stroke of misfortune, or a calculated retreat from a fight Whyte no longer believed he could win? Either way, the fallout is already being felt behind the scenes.
Disappointed and down, but it is what it is. He's got to regroup, get himself back.
Frank Warren may have chosen his words carefully, but the frustration was evident. Dillian Whyte's sudden withdrawal just a week before his scheduled clash with Moses Itauma has thrown the promotion into disarray. Insiders say this didn't come as a surprise to those closest to the situation. Reports from within Whyte's camp describe a noticeably low mood in the days leading up to the decision, with some suggesting the finger injury was more of a convenient cover than a genuine obstacle. For Warren, the The focus now shifts to preserving the momentum of rising star Moses Itauma, whose preparation and mindset were laser-sharp for the showdown. Fans are left to ask, was this a stroke of misfortune or a calculated retreat from a fight Whyte no longer believed he could win? Either way, the fallout is already being felt behind the scenes.
I never get stressed out in those situations. It's just, fuck, we've got to deal with this now, and we've got to deal with it at speed. So we did that, and we've done a great job, and we're happy. Now, obviously, they've got their issues.
While Frank Warren's reserved statements left room for speculation, Eddie Hearn's composed response masked the urgency behind the scenes. Insiders say the moment Dillian Whyte's withdrawal became official, just a week before the scheduled fight with Moses Itauma, Hearn's camp was thrown into rapid response mode. Immediate efforts were made to secure a replacement opponent, with alternative plans to postpone the bout also on the table, each presenting its own set of complications. Though Hearn briefly referenced ongoing issues with Whyte, whispers suggest the situation might go beyond a simple injury. Some point to possible contractual disputes or internal politics influencing the decision. Regardless, Hearn's main focus was minimizing the fallout, ensuring Moses Itauma's momentum wasn't derailed by the last-minute shakeup. Publicly, he kept a cool front, but according to those close to the situation, the behind-the-scenes scramble was intense and very real.
It doesn't make you a better fighter. It might make you stronger, might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter, and that's proof. So until more news comes out.
Johnny Nelson's frustration echoes that of many fans caught off guard by Whyte's sudden pullout. The reference to the Conor Ben saga only stokes more speculation. Just like that situation, insiders suggest the story here has been shifting behind the scenes. Some within the boxing world reportedly knew about Whyte's possible withdrawal well before the public announcement. This delay, coupled with vague reasons given, has sparked doubts that the finger injury is a full explanation. Nelson's emphasis on the ever-changing details hits the mark, with new rumors swirling hourly, ranging from training issues to contract disputes. For Moses Itauma, the uncertainty is disruptive but also highlights his reputation as a fighter willing to take on any challenge at a moment's notice. Nelson's call for transparency, the truth is overdue, perfectly captures a current mood.
Well, wanting to go there because Moses Itauma is fascinating. I spoke to Francis Warren ringside on Saturday night. You had a microphone as well. Were you allowed to put the pressure on them to speak? Because I just did anyway.
Gareth A. Davies highlights just how much attention Moses Itauma's story is attracting, although without Dillian Whyte in the picture. Davies sums up the mood perfectly. All eyes remain fixed on Moses. Despite Whyte's last-minute withdrawal, Moses' reputation hasn't suffered. Some insiders even say it's grown. The intrigue revolves around his undeniable talent, unbeaten streak, and the unanswered question of how he might have fared against a seasoned fighter like Whyte. Behind the scenes, Davies' conversation with Frank Warren reveals a promotional pressure to sustain Moses' momentum despite the setback. Sources indicate Warren is cautious but recognizes fans demand clarity about Whyte's withdrawal and what lies ahead for Moses. Without a confirmed opponent, the boxing community is left guessing, and that very speculation is elevating Moses' profile. Whether planned or accidental, Whyte's exit has made Moses a focal point of boxing discussions this week.
He's got speed, he's got power, he's tough, he's game, he ticks all the boxes so far. So let's see, again, he's young, he's not really been tested because what he's doing to these opponents. So let's see, it's early days, but big future for him. If he can take
Peter Fury doesn't hesitate to praise Moses Itauma, describing him as an exceptional young talent with all the qualities needed to become a future champion. Coming from Fury, who brings a wealth of experience, that's a significant endorsement. However, Fury also points out the key fact: Moses hasn't yet faced a true test. The bout with Dillian Whyte was meant to be that crucial measure, the kind of challenge that reveals exactly where a rising star stands. Now, with Whyte pulling out just a week before fight night, that test remains unresolved. Behind the scenes, some insiders suggest Whyte's withdrawal may have had less to do with the official finger injury and more to do with the risk of becoming the first major fighter to fall to Moses. Whether that's accurate or not, the impact is clear. Moses is left without the proving ground many expected. While his reputation as a feared and perhaps avoided contender grows, Whyte's exit might say more about Moses' threat than any victory in the ring could.